Welcome back to Arise and Shine. When you have Sarah Lohman in the studio, a history lesson is good enough to eat. She is known as the historic gastronomist and gives old recipes a new flavor for any of today's most discerning palates. Welcome, Sarah.
Yes, welcome.
We're so excited to have you, and Rain's already excited, especially about your tool here, and we're already scoping out the food. But let's start out by asking, I know that you call yourself, or you are a historic gastronomist.
Yeah.
What does that even mean?
Well, I try to distinguish myself from maybe a culinary historian or a chef. What I like to do is I look to the past to find recipes that will inspire my contemporary kitchen. I like to think that historic food shouldn't just stay in the past. I think there's so many recipes that are worthy of a revival today. And I also like to look at food history to kind of figure out how we got to where we are as a culinary culture right now.
Yeah, that's so cool.
I think that's amazing. So what inspired you? You're like, I'm gonna write this book.
I'm going to write this book. So I am writing a book. It's coming out with Simon & Schuster. I still got a while. I'm editing right now. So it will be on the shelves in probably about a year and a half. It's called 8 Flavors. Ooh. And what I started looking at was, I think there are a lot of things that divide us as a culture in America as far as food, right? Every place we live, we cook a little differently. And we come from a lot of different backgrounds too. And that affects what we cook as families. But I noticed that there are different things that unite us too. That we can go, I bet you probably have vanilla in your kitchen. Right. And your kitchen too, right? And maybe something like black pepper too in your kitchen. So what are these basic ingredients and how do they appear there? So I started looking into their histories and realizing too that there were certain people behind them that brought these flavors into all of our kitchens. And oftentimes the stories behind these flavors and these people were stories that we didn't expect from American history. Stories of women, stories of immigrants, stories of people of color too. So I realized that these stories of flavor, of culinary history, told the story of America in a really unexpected way.
That's so cool.
That is so amazing.
I'm such a history nerd, so this is exciting for me. And I'm excited for your book to come out because I can already think of a few people who would make like a perfect Christmas present, by the way.
I'd love to hear that.
But anyway, so tell us what you brought with you today and what are we going to be doing here?
This is one of my favorite recipes from my blog. So I always get a little stressed out when I watch cooking demos because I'm like, wait, what did you say? What did you say? So if anyone out there wants to make this, all you have to do is look at my blog, 4poundsflour.com. You can find the recipe.
Okay, cool.
This is Reuben's Apple Pancake. Reuben's was a restaurant in New York City in the 1960s, and it closed in the 1960s. Very popular restaurant, and it was famous for originating the Reuben sandwich. It also had an amazing cheesecake, which you could order online after it closed.
I love cheesecake.
Me too. This was a recipe that was lost because it was only made on site. It's something you kind of have to make fresh. And
love that.
It's not only really delicious because it's a pancake, but what makes it special is that you add sugar and butter that caramelizes in the pan. So it develops this like crispy but kind of chewy caramel crust when you're making it.
I know. Right now.
So what's also cool about it is that it doesn't seem like you need a lot of ingredients.
No, it's really simple. It's really quick to put together.
You can make this.
I know. She knows I'm really bad at cooking.
But it requires you have to learn a little bit of technique that once you learn it is really impressive.
Oh no, don't say technique. Now you're scaring me.
Your friends. Well, listen, let's just do it, and then let's see how it goes. And again, this is all on my blog, so you can learn it yourself. So what I have here, I've pre-cooked some apples, but when you're doing it at home, you can just cook them in your pan as you're starting. So this is just one cooking apple. I used a Granny Smith, but you can use whatever kind of apple you like. And it's a tablespoon and a half of just plain white sugar. And the recipe says a 1/4 teaspoon cinnamon, but I really like cinnamon, so I put a 1/2 teaspoon in. And then I sauteed this in 2 tablespoons of clarified butter. So already, there's a whole stick of butter in this whole recipe.
We don't need to talk about that part.
It's our little secret. So this is already pre-cooked and softened.
Food is healthy food.
I mean, it's just all natural butter, right?
And apples.
And apples.
Sugar.
So they're already soft and cooked. And then this is the pancake batter, which is 1 egg that I've mixed with 2/3 cup milk, and then a 1/2 cup flour and just a dash of salt. So this is my little induction burner that is heating up right away.
This feels like a really holiday kind of food. I don't know, maybe because of cinnamon or I don't know, and apples.
It's good for a new year. It's good for a sweet and decadent start to New Year. But if your New Year's resolution was to maybe be healthier or lose a little weight,
whatever.
Yeah, maybe.
We've already decided that no one follows New Year's resolutions anyway, so we might as well just So how many pancakes does this recipe make?
This will make one large pancake. So, but this is more than one person's pancake. So this is like
the origination of
this
the recipe.
You know, it seems to be really something that was kind of designed for this restaurant, and it was like you ordered it for dessert. So it's really not as much. It's kind of heavy for breakfast. It was more like a really special dessert they bring to the table.
Was it Eastern European? Was it? So we don't know.
Hard to say. Really hard to say. I mean, pancakes in New York came with the Dutch, so it could have been Eastern European, and it's really just pancakes are something that seems to go. Many cultures make pancakes, and it seems to be a recipe that brought in a lot of different cultures together to make this really special treat. The guys that make these in the back of the restaurant. I'm using a nonstick skillet, by the way. They use a seasoned steel skillet, which if you have steel in your kitchen, equally good. But they were huge in the restaurant, and they had these huge muscles from making them, like so many over so many years. They were like the apple pancake guys
so
in the back of the restaurant.
You can actually work out by making the pancake, is what you're saying. So we don't need to feel
You're
bad.
lifting up to get it underneath.
Exactly. Like you can make, kind of make omelets the same way too. You just like get the batter a little bit, and you can see it's already starting to firm up.
How long does it take?
So from start to finish, once I put the batter in the pan, it's going to take a little less than 5 minutes. It really doesn't take any time.
Delicious.
Oh my God, it smells really good.
Fast. So it's
So it doesn't seem like it's very labor intensive. It seems like it's pretty easy. How long do you cook the apples for?
Just about 3 minutes.
So 3 minutes in the pan. You're just slicing them up tender.
And when you slice them, you want to slice them thin. Exactly.
So maybe use one of those little slicer things.
Yeah, you can use a slicer thing. You can do it by hand. So in here, I have a 1/4 cup of white sugar, and I'm going to start by sprinkling about 1/3 of the sugar on top. Okay.
And does this make is it hard to make the caramelized topping?
No, it's going to do it.
This is the beginning of it, right?
This is the beginning.
Okay.
So I'm going to put in the bottom of this pan some of this is just a clarified butter. When you clarify butter, you're heating it to you heat it and then you kind of take out the white frothy parts.
Okay.
And that's the solid milk fat. Okay. And that milk fat burns at high temperatures.
Okay.
So you're getting rid of it because you don't want it to burn.
It does smell really good. And so one of my, I don't have New Year's resolutions, but one of my goals on this show is that whenever there's anything cooking involved, I always force Rain to do it. So I've been challenged today to try to flip this pancake.
Oh, yes?
I'm scared, though, I have to tell you, because I know you keep saying that this is kind of like an idiot-proof recipe, but I am an idiot, so.
No.
It's Julia Child that said, no one's in the kitchen, who will see, right? So if you look at television, it falls on no one can see, no one's out there.
Okay,
so I'm going to do it the first time to show you.
Okay,
so
good.
Flip that.
So it's always good to wear an apron too, because some butter can always go flying a little bit. But you know, we didn't wear aprons. It's all right. We're in cotton. It's fine. So you can practice with beans in a pan too, because you kind of got to get a motion that you're pushing it outwards and pulling it towards yourself. Okay. So I'll do it the first time to show you.
Wait, oh my gosh, are you going to flip it with the pan? I thought you were going to flip it with. Oh no, I can't do this.
We're going right in the air.
Come on.
We're going right
oh my
in the
God,
air.
I'm scared. What if you hit me with a pancake?
We might. I'll try to protect you.
It looks really hot.
So we've got the sugar on the top. We've got the butter on the bottom. It is hot.
You can do it.
And we're going to flip
that pancake.
Look, the key is flip with confidence, okay?
Don't flip
You can't
out,
be
just flip
scared.
the pancake.
You have to flip with confidence, okay? Here it goes.
Oh my God. You're really...
I can't do that. Just so you know, I can cook. I can't do that.
No, do you want to try it?
No, I really don't.
Look,
no, I don't want to mess up either. That was like amazing.
Maybe we should save the flipping for
brilliant.
the commercial.
So now you put more sugar
on top.
Okay.
Just a little bit more sugar on top, just like that.
And it's caramelized in there.
So yeah, we've got the butter and now the sugar on the bottom, which is the point of the flip, because you got to get the sugar to touch the hot on the bottom.
Right.
Look, you guys are so scared.
Yeah, I want to eat it.
That's all I want to know is
I'm better at eating
patience.
than flipping and cooking.
So you see what's happening underneath is that it's starting to brown and caramelize on the bottom. So we got to let it. Yes, exactly. We got to let it get nice and hot. I'm just going to throw actually the rest of the sugar.
Oh yeah, just put it all in there. We don't mind.
And why not a little bit more butter, because that's not going to hurt anything either.
It's all right. We live in New York. We'll walk around a lot.
Exactly. That's what I said.
We have to save some of this for Shahan too. I bet he wants to try it.
Delicious.
See, and I like this pan the best because you notice that it has this kind of of curved edge to it.
Yes.
And I think that makes it the easiest for doing this.
Flipping?
Exactly, because it kind of launches it in a way that makes it quite easy
You should
to flip.
I mean, I know how to
flipping
juggle.
classes.
I know how to juggle, but I don't know if I could flip a pancake.
Oh, I think you can do it.
Maybe you
It's
could
all
juggle
in the
pancakes. I don't know.
And really, the easiest thing when you're trying to teach yourself to be
Yes.
able to flip things like this is you get dried beans and you put them in this pan and you practice the motion. You pull it away and then back to yourself.
One thing I want to ask you,
Yeah.
and I think we might have, what is a gastronomist? Like, I'm trying to understand the word gastronomist. Like,
A
why did you
gastronomist is
Yes.
really someone who has, gastronomy is having anything to do with food.
Okay.
I'm not a professionally trained chef, and I wanted to give people who are certain props. A chef is someone who went to school or works in a restaurant, and
Right.
that is such a difficult job that I realized
Right.
long ago
You
I
have
didn't
a
have the
difficult
strength
job
for.
too.
Absolutely.
Well, so we're so
This is
excited to
amazing.
try it. So I think do you have to flip it one more time? All right, let's do
All right.
this.
Flipping.
Everybody stand. Woo!
Amazing.
So let's just give
Wow.
it one moment on this side to nice
All
and
right.
caramelize, and then we're gonna plate it, and then you see how and actually we'll give it one more flip so that we can get like this
Did
nice
we get
brown
it?
side on the
Okay.
bottom.
Right, there we go.
Let's
Look at that.
get
Look how
Shahan in
beautiful
there.
that all
Don't you think we
looks,
should
people.
bring Shahan?
Yeah,
in?
Shahan,
Where
you gotta
are you?
taste some. This is gonna be delicious for you.
I think Shahan might not be so into the whole
I'm here.
eating
Oh,
all the
no.
sugar, but you're gonna
No,
have to.
It's just a
gonna be-
little bit of
Wow.
sugar.
I mean, it's meant
But
to
doesn't
Doesn't it smell
share.
good?
So good.
And it's
See,
beautiful.
that's how you do it. That was
It's
so good.
nice.
Because most people put their face right over the pan, but it's much better to walk
Yeah, you gotta-
towards
He
you.
knows the
That's-
style.
Yes,
It
because
smells
The
great.
technique.
you don't want all that hot steam in your face. Okay, so there
All
we
right,
go.
let's try.
There's
We're
that.
ready.
One more flip. Here we go.
Here we go.
Oh,
Flipping
boy.
out.
There it is.
How cool is that?
And right there.
That looks delicious.
Whoa.
So beautiful.
Oh, are we all shit? This
It
is
is.
so
It's
romantic. Are we
gorgeous.
sharing the plate?
Look, it is. It's gorgeous.
We're all
go.
friends
It's
here.
hot. Remember, kids. It's
Oh, yeah.
hot.
Oh, my God. I can
I know,
flip
right?
a pancake, but I can't
You can
pass
do
a
it, Priya,
fork.
girl.
I'm gonna wipe it.
There you
I'll
go.
wipe it.
We also have giant
5
spoons,
seconds.
too.
Oh, yes.
If anyone is that enthusiastic. Okay, there you
Okay,
go.
let's
Bon
try.
appetit.
All
Happy
right,
New
let's
Year.
try. Let's get
You
in
too.
there.
Love your hair,
Make
by
sure
the
you
way.
get some
Thank
apple.
you. Love your hair. We both got a
isn't the
haircut
blue
just
like got a
today.
haircut?
I know.
Right?
I'm gonna use
Go ahead.
that.
All right, here we go. We're
Nice.
tasting. We love to taste things on the show, by the way, people. I'm just
Enjoy.
saying.
Okay.
This is better than ants.
Oh my. Oh boy. Bringing back memories. Is it hot?
Yeah,
It's
blow
hot.
on it. Caramelized sugar, so hot.
Oh, wow.
Now, I know on every cooking show, like you're required to say, it's so good at the end. Nobody ever in any cooking show ever said this is terrible and spit it out. But they mean it. It's really good.
I would.
You should go home and make it.
That is really
So
good.
good. Like, I couldn't even say it. It's like
Wow.
so delicious. Oh my God. It's
Here
an
goes
oh my
my
God
six-pack.
recipe, folks. I'm just saying, this is an oh my God recipe.
You are going to feel fat and guilty after you eat it, but it's worth it.
It's delicious. It's educational. It's yum. I'm spitting food out of my mouth as we speak. For more historical recipes, please visit Sarah's blog at 4poundsflour.com. That's a lot of flour.
It's a lot of flour.
Oh my God, but thank you so much for being here with us, and we look forward to
My
your book
pleasure.
coming out soon.
Thank you.
Simon & Schuster.